It's 4 in the morning in New Delhi. The south block of the Prime Minister's office is usually empty, but inside one room, a single desk lamp illuminates a very strange scene. Instead of a bureaucrat in a tailored suit, the man working quietly at a glowing supercomputer wears a traditional khadi cloth, his hair tied back in a classic shikha. This is Acharya Chanakya, the ancient master of statecraft and the ruthless architect of the Mauryan Empire. Transporting him into the 21st century requires scaling his ancient methods. The sheer physical scale of India's modern administrative fortress dwarfs the ancient world. Today's governance often grinds to a halt under the weight of vote bank politics, ideological appeasement, and a slow, leaking bureaucracy. Policies are frequently watered down to keep factions happy, rather than making the state stronger. To a strategist like Chanakya, projecting global power is impossible if the walls of the castle are crumbling from within. His first move is entirely domestic, plugging the internal leaks. In his ancient text, the Arthashastra, Chanakya wrote that it is as impossible to taste the honey on your tongue as it is for an official to resist tasting the public funds they manage. He viewed human temptation as a permanent, unfixable flaw. To eliminate that flaw today, he would remove humans from the equation entirely. His immediate solution is shifting the national treasury to an autonomous ledger, using AI and blockchain to track every transaction. As this flowchart shows, the system traces a single tax rupee from collection to execution. If an official attempts a fraudulent transfer, the code instantly isolates the funds, triggering a zero-bail arrest warrant. Just swift, inescapable prison. With the leak sealed, he would overhaul taxation. Chanakya famously argued a ruler should collect taxes like a bee taking nectar from a flower, extracting wealth without damaging the source. He would immediately strip away the heavy tax burden crushing the middle class and small businesses. The revenue deficit is filled by aggressively taxing massive foreign corporations operating in India. Those exact funds are then channeled directly into indigenous manufacturing hubs, a modern Swadeshi movement designed to build everything from microchips to aircraft domestically. By automating financial integrity and keeping capital inside the country, the economy stops bleeding. A vulnerable, dependent market becomes a self-sufficient fortress. A full treasury means nothing if adversaries can manipulate the minds of the citizens. The modern battlefield exists entirely in our phones. Historically, the Mauryan Empire survived because Chanakya maintained an intricate, hidden network of spies. They were everywhere, listening to whispers in the markets and the palaces alike. Today, Chanakya would replace human operatives with lines of code. He would build a massive digital intelligence apparatus dedicated exclusively to identifying and combating psychological warfare. When foreign intelligence agencies launch automated bot farms or coordinated propaganda toolkits meant to spark riots or financial panic, this advanced algorithmic army intercepts them. These malicious clusters of data disintegrate completely before they even hit the domestic internet. Artificial outrage and fake news are starved of oxygen. The algorithms quarantine destabilizing lies the moment they appear on social media platforms. Securing physical borders is useless if the internet is left wide open. By aggressively filtering malicious interference, he protects the national psyche from manipulation. That same tracking infrastructure also serves a proactive domestic purpose. A successful ruler must know exactly what their people are enduring. Instead of waiting for election cycles or unreliable polls, Chanakya deploys sentiment tracking algorithms to monitor public grievances in real time. He watches the digital footprint of failing infrastructure, water shortages, or employment crises as they happen. This direct data pipeline removes the layers of sycophants and middlemen who usually hide bad news from the Prime Minister. If a crisis emerges in a rural district, the administration is already deploying resources before the local news can even report it. Foreign propaganda relies on a seed of genuine resentment to take root. By addressing a community's needs with this level of speed, the government removes the friction that external actors use to fuel instability. When the state is responsive, it becomes much harder for an outside narrative to find a foothold. With a booming domestic economy and a unified, secure public, India is ready to look outward. Modern diplomacy relies heavily on endless peace summits and polite declarations. Chanakya favors a much more aggressive playbook: Saam, Daam, Dand, Bhed, persuasion, temptation, punishment, and division. Look at this network map showing global trade nodes. He wouldn't waste resources entering a direct military arms race with rival superpowers. Instead, he would weaponize India's AI processing power, drawing these trade routes directly into his digital ecosystem. He tempts global industries with massive market access, only to lock them into relying on Indian tech infrastructure. If a rival acts out, he doesn't threaten physical strikes. He chokes their supply chains and crashes their internal markets from thousands of miles away. In this century, planting a flag on a piece of land is an outdated tactic. Conquest is achieved by monopolizing the digital infrastructure that rival nations need to survive. Step back from the global chessboard for a second and look at the busy streets of New Delhi right now. Life under a Chanakyan administration would operate on strict discipline and patakram, unapologetic valor. The state caters to national strength, not special interests. Critics might call this massive technological oversight heavy-handed or severe. But when you eliminate systemic corruption, solve domestic crises in real time, and peacefully neutralize external threats, the efficiency speaks for itself. This level of absolute control and calculated aggression serves one singular purpose. It ensures India stops reacting to the rest of the world and finally claims its position as a self-reliant global superpower.